share.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Here you go.
I call the meeting to order.
I've got one
It's
too.
broken though.
What's that? No,
What
that
did
one
you
won't
say?
work. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah,
No,
Jen.
okay.
I need to learn sign language, and that would help, especially tonight. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, do you
Not
have
helpful.
any news? Are we on camera yet?
Yep, we are.
Okay.
We are being recorded,
Awesome.
okay? Anybody anybody have any corrections to the agenda? Any updates?
Did you call us to order?
I did.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, before we had to make copies of, so, okay. No changes to the agenda.
Nope.
And how about approval of minutes? Anybody have any
Where did you
edits or anything?
find that?
Just the last line, regarding the Wild and Scenic Committee, it's changing from a study committee
Oh.
to steward. So you kind of had it, but just like changing from study committee
Oh, is-
to a new stewardship.
So changing from a study committee.
That was involved with the designation, so you had that part, but right, to
So how do
the
I-
stewardship council.
So it's transitioning from a focus on national designation to, how about, is transitioning from a study committee?
Which was focused on
Which was focused on national designation to a, just
Stewardship council.
Just to a stewardship council. Okay, COUNCIL. Okay.
Okay, so can I hear a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Oh, they amended.
So the last line now reads, the Natural River Wild and Scenic Committee is transitioning from study committee, which focused on national designation accomplished earlier this year, to a stewardship council.
Okay. Make a
Just
motion, we
focused
accept
on
the
maintenance.
amendments.
All right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any buckles? Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, with regards to correspondence, we did get bills from the Sandy Pond School. I don't know if everybody had a chance to go to their open house, but it was very well
yes.
received. I got pictures of your boys in the tree, or your Elliot in the tree.
Yep.
Yeah, it was very nice. The rain held off for a while and such, but they had good music, and it was a nice tour of the facilities. They received plaques from the state house and such, so I thought that was really well done. So we've got a bill from Gerard O'Doherty, Gerard, I'm sorry, Gerard, O'Doherty, O''Doherty, contractor,
Okay.
for the continuation of the demolition, structural inspection, sheetrock, plaster. It's got the whole list down here. Cut and repoint assigned areas. And the payment request is for $18,030.
That's for the fire station.
No, that's for Sandy Pond School.
Oh, same one school, right?
That's okay, no problem. That's for
My
Sandy Pond.
head's still clogged.
Sorry.
And, okay, so we had last time said 18,000 remains in the balance for this grant.
So it'd be only 18,000.
So they will figure out the other $30.
Correct. Okay.
So are we approving payment of 18,000?
Oh, yes, will be a total payment of 18,000. How much is that going to get picked up on the?
What's that?
nothing we can do about it.
No.
Oh,
They
that?
can probably
Yeah.
cancel it out somehow.
Yeah. right, well,
Nothing we can
just
do.
make sure everybody speaks up loudly, please.
What?
Who?
I just love this group. Okay.
Get these closer, that's all.
Me too.
That's
Okay, I
true.
make a motion, we pay the $18,030 to Gerard
We
Doherty.
don't have to do that anymore.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't?
Yeah, we don't. I just wanted to make sure people were aware.
Oh, all right.
That's all, because it goes to Robert, and he takes it from there. All right, some of the other correspondence that we did get is I went to the Housing Trust 101 training session that was held by the Ayer Affordable Housing Committee. And with that, Shelley, Shelley, Gary, Goeering.
Okay.
Okay, gave that training session, and it was very well attended by communities, by Ayer, and also to the communities around Ayer, Harvard, Littleton. And they gave out some, like I say, good documentation, which we can use should the Ayer Affordable Housing Committee start creating anything called with a housing trust, depending upon what happens with CPA funds. They also too had a database called Datatown, and that will go ahead and give us additional demographics of your town. So I thought that that was pretty impressive to share amongst all the other committees as well. So that's some of the other correspondence. And pretty much that is about it. Anybody else have anything else? Or we'll have to hold off before we start the public hearing at
Just
7:15.
the open house for the community garden as well. I
Oh,
attended
that's
that,
right.
which was a really nice event, and they did a great job pulling it together. I believe that was videoed as well, so I'm not sure if it's been shown on Air Public Access or not, but it was really well attended, great speaking program, and the gardens looked great, and it's a lot of fun. And then I just saw that the Neshoba Valley Tech students are starting the construction of the shed this week, I think, or working on the shed.
Right,
this
I
week,
saw
so,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, which is great. And also too, Sheila received a certificate,
Declaration.
yeah, from the State House as well. So that was awesome. And it was nice because Jamie Eldridge was there, and he definitely emphasized that how CPA fund, the trust fund, received support for the additional monies that we talked about before, and how now that trust fund is being lifted up for next year. So that's in years to come. So that's good. Yeah, so that was good. Sandy Town School.
I was out of the state that weekend.
We forgive you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we've got a few minutes. If there's anybody else that want to,
We start committee reports.
okay. Anything else, like say for a committee report?
As far as historical, we're supposed to have a meeting on 9/25 for the upcoming 150th of Ayer celebration, but that meeting got canceled, and I'm not sure when it's going to get rescheduled just yet.
Concom has its bylaw coming up for vote on October 28th, and we hope we get support.
Yeah, everybody knows the town meeting is October 28th.
Yep.
Oh, we also have a vacancy now. Bonnie Tillotson has resigned, which will be effective in November. So, Conservation Commission is a fun commission, even though we work hard, but
You get to go outside on
we
Saturdays.
get to do hikes.
All right. Quick, for housing, we had a nice get-together of residents with a barbecue from Tiny's. And after that, meeting going over the quarterly budget numbers. And it was good. That was about it. Nothing major. Want to hold off? Because we're almost there. Okay, we'll hold off on planning. And we still wish, like I say, I sent a card to Richard to make sure he's doing well. And so,
Thank you.
yeah, we did that. And we wish him well as well. So I'll try to get in touch with Jeff so we can get an update. Okay. So I'm going to close that part of the CPC meeting, and it's 7:15. So I'll go ahead and open the public hearing with regard to the CPA surcharge increase. I'm going to read the notice that was inside the newspaper for the 2 weeks prior. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 44B, that the Ayer Community Preservation Committee will hold a public hearing at Town Hall, 1 Main Street, Ayer, Massachusetts, on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019 at 7:15. The purpose of this meeting will be to discuss the request from the Ayer CPC to increase the CPA surcharge percentage from 1% to 3%. All residents, members of the general public, and any persons desiring to listen to the discussions or be heard on the matter of the community preservation may appear at this time and place indicated. Community Preservation Committee, Janet Providakis, Chair. Like I say, it was run on September 20th and 27th. So with that opening, I do have a slideshow presentation that was developed to go ahead and give people ideas of what we'd like to present to the town meeting, and I'm going to move over to the side. Basically, what we would like to go ahead and do is to be able to go back to a 3% mark. And again, the slides will go ahead and say more about it. But we were at 3% for the first 2 years, and after that it was reduced to 1%. With 1%, you only get one state match. At 3%, we get 2 additional state matches. Now that the state has more in that bucket, this is the perfect time to see on how much more we can get from the state. So with that, like I say, I've got some little brochures that was generated. Forgive me, they're black and white, but if you can, yeah, if you want to.
Nice color.
I
just printed it out.
Oh, you printed it out? Okay. Well, it's, this is the one that has the updates, the changes. Okay. Do you guys have enough?
Yeah, I'll leave them up here in case anyone else can.
Okay.
Unless, do we all have them? The rest of us? Yes.
All right. So, like I say, this is the brochure that I'd like to, hand out during town meeting. Is that bothering you?
No.
Okay. With the picture, these are some of the projects that we have been able to accomplish. Again, CPC didn't fund everything. Like if you look at Pleasant Street School, CPC funds were used as the base to go ahead and be able to get additional monies from the state, from Massachusetts Healthcare, from DHCD, from HUD. I'm trying to remember some of the other places. But CPC, or CPA funds can be used not only to go ahead and, like I say, fund the whole project, such as the community garden, but it can be used to, like I say, as a leverage for additional items. These are just a sampling of all the approximately 30 projects that we've been able to accomplish since CPA was started here in town. Back in 2000, we agreed to it in 2001. We started funding it in 2002. Make sure people understand what CPA is, the CPC. This is local monies. These are monies that come from the taxpayers here or property owners here in town. Oh, thanks, Ben. Okay, from the property owners surcharge on their property tax, and it stays within the town. It does not go anywhere else. It's, like I say, it's here for us to use. There are 4 or really 3 major categories. One is housing, one is historic, one's open space, but with open space, in 2012, they're allowing more recreational type endeavors. So that's how we're able to go ahead and help out, you know, with more of the Peroni Park and, if you want to call it the dog park, and such. Yeah. Members, there's currently 7 members. 6 of them you see here. Richard Duran is from the Parks and Rec. These first 5 here have got to be, they're mandatory by law, and the reason behind it is each single one of Barry's from historic, Jess is from conservation, Julie's from planning, I'm from housing. Every single one of these elected positions need to go ahead and be on this committee so that we can understand what each one of the other committees are doing. This way here, we've got a good communication route of, hey, we've got additional funds. If historic needs it for additional inventory or whatever, Barry's here to go ahead and be that spokesperson for that committee. I want to make sure, and you know, again.
Just correction, they're elected or appointed.
Or appointed, sorry, that's true. And the at-large, definitely, yeah, that's not, I'm gonna come up with a better word, all right? But we have Beth and Colleen. These have been our successes. When you go ahead and look at how much money, so I don't know if you guys can all see this, but we've raised approximately $2.9 million just from those property taxes here within Ayer. And this is from 2002 to 2019. The state matched approximately 1.4 million of that. Again, the first 5 years that we were in the CPA, the state was giving the towns 100%. So it was 100% match of our 3% for the first year, the second year, and then 100% of that 1%. So that really gave us a good buildup at the beginning. Now it's down to about 11% because there's 175 communities that are CPA communities. They now know it's a good thing because, again, these are monies that are used back within the town. We've been, like I say, on those projects, we've awarded out approximately $2.7 million. That gives us about 1.6 million still within the budget. That 1.6, approximately 1 million of that is in open space. So when we can, and I know conservation's looking at different properties and such so that we can buy properties to keep possibly, you know, that, I won't call them walking paths, but more of those types of open space areas that can connect. It would be great if we can continue doing that. So that's what we have there. So that's why majority of the money's got put there. And as you can tell from the pie chart, our biggest expenditure though has been housing, because we've worked on the duplexes for Habitat for Humanity. Well, let me just, here, some of the projects. Let's see if I can be able to go back. We'll see. We've got, you know, like I say, the Habitat for Humanity. We've got a home, one house on Shirley Street. Got the duplexes over here on Central Ave. We've got the Fletcher Nutting Building. We've been working on the old Central Fire Station. We've got Pleasant Street School. All that has been the housing projects. Let's see if I can bring the backspace. Does it bring it back? So then the next largest is going to be open space. Again, that also takes care of, you know, items like the community garden, the Tooker property, which, you know, like I say, opened up some of that land for residents' use. When you look at historical, that is also the Fletcher building, the fire station, Sandy Pond School. And then for recreation, Again, that would be items that have been put into Sandy Pond itself, the dog park, the path of Peroni Park and such. So with that, this is good, I gotta make sure I get that good breakdown. So that's how, like I say, it's been dispersed now. For those mathematicians inside the audience, okay, I've got a little note on the side that if you subtract the 2.7 from the total amount, it's going to come out to like 1.5 something. There's like about $35,000 difference. That's because we're in 2019. Some payments really haven't been made, so it's just those accounting, like I say, payments that haven't been made. On these projects, this is just a small list of the projects. I've got them so that if you go to the Ayer homepage and you go to the community preservation page, there's a link that will take you to those success stories. If I knew how to get over to that side, I'd show you, but I can show you afterwards, after the presentation. But if you can tell, there's a lot of things where we've helped out historic with the town hall roof, the generator over at Pleasant Street School Apartments, the pocket park. You've got the conservation fund. Again, that was in 2017, the town approved the transition of $500,000 to the Conservation Commission so that they can go ahead and control those funds to quickly expedite any type of purchase of land instead of waiting again for town meeting. Town meeting already gave that approval. So that worked out really well. You've got Page Hilltop fence to keep that little fox out of there. I mean, we learned a lot when we were doing.
That was Gus's costume tonight.
That's right.
Fox.
That's right.
Appropriate.
Okay. You've got, like I say, the Pleasant Street School, the renovations that are happening at Sandy Pond, and also to the town ponds for the invasive weed studies and such, as well as Sandy Pond Beach. If anybody's got any questions, definitely. When you ask it, just give us your name and
I'd go through first and then open for
okay.
questions.
Okay.
Never mind.
What's going to be different when we go ahead and get the increase for 3%? Currently at 1%, that first column shows you what we have. So the state match right now, like I say, is 20%. It ends up being, again, like about 11, almost 12%. If we go to the 3%, you're going to see that round 2 and round 3, we get additional monies. So all in all, we're going from approximately a 20% to a 33%, about 13% more that we'll be getting back from the state. That is probably going to be increased because the state weighs, well, like I said, the state has a bigger treasure chest now. That trust fund is going to be larger, as well as when they look at that second and third match, they don't look at the areas that, they look at areas that need the assistance, that also too are smaller, that have a smaller population, that are having the projects that are making a difference within the community. And as you know, the governor is really looking at housing, and such. So with that, that's how the council looks at how they weigh how much more you go ahead and get. So with that, they say, and when I say they, the coalition is expecting that we may get like almost a good 50% match is a possibility, where they, it would be great if we can get back up to 100% with that extra second and third match, just so that we can build that, our coffers up again and such. So that gives you an idea with regard to the difference. If you look at the, the total revenue, what we have now versus what proposed, you've got like almost $480,000 additional monies that would be coming in. The impact to the property owner, okay, right now at 1%, the property owner pays $45 a year. The impact is going to be $135 a year. So which means it's $95 more every year to go ahead and make it at the 3%. There is, like I say, low-income persons and low to moderate income seniors, 60 plus, they can go ahead and apply for getting removed off of a CPA list. So that it has to be done annually, but you go to Tom Hogan and write a letter, and if you're in that low to moderate income level, you're senior, low for just being an individual, with that, they can go ahead and take you off, that you don't have to go ahead and be part of the CPA property tax and such. I found that, that was helpful.
That's very helpful.
And not all towns offer that, I don't think.
No,
So
no.
it's good that
Yeah, that we do,
we-
correct. Thank you, I forgot about that part. All right, so again, for the future, you've got the additional monies from the state, so with those 2 additional matches, that's going to assist pretty well. And then more town projects could happen. One of the things that came out of the master plan is that there is a housing crunch within the town. Prices are gone up, a lot of people can't afford the rents now and such. So if we can create a type of housing trust, it's almost the same thing as this conservation fund, where additional monies from CPA can get put to the side for a housing trust that has a board of trustees and such, that they can have a litmus test to see who they can help out with first-time mortgages, with rental assistance on a monthly basis and such. This here can go ahead and be monies that are set aside for that. This is one thing that the Affordable Housing Committee is trying to look at and see if this is what we can do. Hence why we had the woman come in for that Housing Trust 101, where the Mass Housing Partnership can go ahead and be assistance to us. And they have programs and they have nonprofit developers that can create projects that can be more, when you look at affordable, it's also workplace housing. It's also for senior housing. One of the things that people have been talking about are tiny houses in a nice little community so that everybody downsize, and for senior housing, that would be an affordable complex and such. So they have helped other communities with those types of building projects, all with CPA/housing trust funds. Historic, like I was saying, we can go ahead and preserve more of the buildings within the community here. You know, when we see items getting, buildings getting torn down and such, that we'd like to go ahead and keep, restore, and possibly use for storefronts or whatever, it would be nice to go ahead and be able to do that. Open space, again, we can acquire more land that could be used, say with a conservation commission. And recreation, possibly work with the Parks Department. I know that I've spoken a little bit with Jeff Thomas on Peroni Park. The playground there definitely needs to be replaced. CPA funds can be used for that. Now, with CPA funds, it has to be completely cleaned out and I'm trying to think of the word, remediated, thank you. I was saying restorated, but it's not remediated. So with that, these are things that need to, to happen beforehand. And it would be great if we could go ahead and do more community gardens, more, like I say, pocket parks within the town, so that everybody can go ahead and continue being a community. So that's some of the future items that we can go ahead and create. Now, I emphasize that CPC is just a gatekeeper. We're just the ones that review, we evaluate, and we recommend. This is what that we look at to make sure that it meets the criteria of CPA, where each single one of those 4 items, the housing, the historic, the open space, the recreation, has got to meet a specific criteria and get make sure it meets the the grant agreements and such. So with that, this is what this team does, and it ends up that we'll recommend something and we'll bring it to town hall. no matter what, it's the town vote that says yes or no, whether or not a project moves forward or not. We've been very lucky. I believe the town has, because again, I think this team over the years has done a great job of going through these projects to make sure, hey, hold on, now this isn't gonna fly, and we've said no. Or maybe if you go ahead and look at it this way, it would be go ahead, we can, do it. So the final yes comes from the town itself at town meeting. So that's why going to town meeting is vital. So I do say thank you, because without, everyone's support here, this projects, may not have happened. Because again, with the dog park, that $10,000 that we gave Mark Wetzel was used as the community support for that project. And they said, okay, great, we'll give you the grant, that type of thing. One of the other items that I have here is a list of the individuals who have been on CPC throughout the years. And it goes to show you that everybody here in town have given up time with their family, because we're all volunteers, to be here and make a difference in our community, because this is home. So again, thank you to, to everybody. So that's pretty much the presentation that I wanted to go ahead and generate and get feedback on, because hopefully we can bring that to town meeting. Yes, Ruth, go ahead.
There's been some people that have been very concerned about the homeless in town, and they're wanting to not only provide shelter for them in the wintertime, but also to get, there's no soup kitchen now, there's no place that really they can go and have food. Mm-hmm. Would CPA, and I know that Apple Valley is working on getting their kitchen up to standard, would CPA funds, if they were to apply, would CPA funds be able to help them with that?
Well, I know that, again, with the housing trust itself, because we've been talking about, say, the homeless and the Affordable Housing Committee, and to see what type of alternatives, and I know Steve Wetzel has, we've, recommended he work with Our Father's Place out in Leominster. I had to stop for a minute, to go ahead and see, because they already have all the grants and everything else like that. So I know that is happening right now, of what alternatives can be. To go ahead and pay, and help fund the kitchen over at Apple Valley, I'm going to say there's I got to double check, because it's a church. And CPA funds, there's a fine line when it comes to church and state, and I can check. Beth, do you?
I don't think it fits into a
Yeah.
category. It's absolutely a worthwhile endeavor, and the town can figure out how to support it, but I don't think it fits into one of the CPA categories.
Yeah, because again, it's not it's not considered housing. Because I've asked the same thing about senior center, because I know Council of Aging has been looking, to do another senior center. It can't be used for that. All right, it can be used for, like, say, what we did with the Pocket Park, because it's a public area, we can go ahead and do that type of, around it. But it has to meet, like I say, the criteria of housing, historic, open space, and such. But we can, like I say, there's things that are already in the works to try to meet those needs. I know
That might be a valuable slide to add. Not necessarily the chart that we've always used that has the categories, the 4 categories, and the topics of create, preserve, restore, those, but to describe each of those a little bit more clearly, so that you get a better definition of the types of projects that can qualify for CPA
right,
funds.
the allowable uses.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Ruth, and if you want a copy of that chart, I can give it to you. I have copies of it. That gives the allowable uses for CPA funds. Because one thing is, I always smile at that there's a no column in creating historic, and that sort of makes sense. You can't create something historic. So. But I have that, so I can get
Thank you, I
that.
appreciate that.
Okay, no problem. I can do that.
I have one other question. When you were talking about the Page School fence, you were laughing, and I was like, laughing about a fence? Okay, what was the joke about?
Oh.
That's actually the joke. So, do you
Go ahead, go ahead.
So we each had a project we were researching, and so the fence was mine. And it seemed like a boring research project about a fence behind a school, but it actually turned out that instead of a fence to keep the kids on the school playground, it was actually because there was a fox that was coming onto the grounds and bothering the school. So it became a joke about how it was actually to keep the fox out. And it was a cute little story that's been repeated within the Page Hilltop many times. And so we were keeping the smiles going.
He lives right down by the retention, in the retention area.
The pesky fox?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, at least he's not bothering the students.
And we found out last year it doesn't keep out turkeys.
No, turkeys
No,
find
they-
their way over.
They can hop.
And right through windows.
Yeah.
Really? They went through a window?
In a first grade class.
There was, I remember that.
That
I
did
didn't know
happen
that.
last year. Destroyed a classroom. It was in there all weekend.
Yeah, all
Couldn't get out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Sorry
know
to
that.
sidetrack that.
Anyway.
It's okay.
Public hearing.
Yeah.
Interesting story. No?
Well, we need to do something about the windows. I don't know. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Gina, just to give you more for the list, didn't you do 2 Habitat houses?
Yeah, 2 habitats, one on Shirley Street
Right.
and then the duplex on,
Central Avenue.
Central
That-
Ave.
That list was just indicated.
there's
both
two,
of them?
there's
Said home
both
and
of
then
them.
duplex. I
No.
thought you might have it on 2.
No, hold on. It says Habitat for Humanity Home and, it should say and duplex, okay.
So maybe put,
Well, the
Shirley
slashes
Street.
are ands on there because you
I
have
know for-
irrigation and perimeter path.
For our success stories, it's
Yeah,
singled out.
they're two separate.
Two
Singled
separate
out.
funds.
Yeah.
Two separate.
Let
If
me
you go
see.
online, CPC, they are singled out, one for the
Oh,
single
okay.
family
Well, I didn't
and one
see
for the
that. Looking at
duplex.
That's
No,
okay.
no, I
None of my
understand.
helper on
Yeah.
the
All right,
and
let me,
change the slash to the and.
okay,
In all instances, it seems like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all instances.
sure,
Yeah.
okay. Shall do. Makes sense. Yeah, and like I say, the duplexes, and one good thing about Habitat for Humanity is the individuals have got to give back to the community as well as to Habitat. And I know Habitat is looking for additional locations here in town, so it's definitely a win-win situation with that. Go ahead, Ruth.
And those that you're putting up on the screen going to be made part of a handout that we can get when we walk in the door?
Yes.
So we can follow along with it?
Correct.
That's
There will
not-
be.
That's not this.
That's not this. No, this is, like I say, this,
That was it tonight.
yeah, I don't know why I try to do both, but, I'll be honest. I'm so bad. Hold on. No, it's
I
okay,
was
it's
confused
okay.
about the list
Here.
of names.
Here, this-
Pass them to the audience.
I'm late. I'm passing that out.
Yeah.
I can send it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She
okay.
sent it to me for editing, so
Yeah.
Oh,
I printed out it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll send it out, once I get the
Anyone else?
edit.
There's extras.
That's still
Mr.
basically.
Diskin didn't take one. I'll
Okay,
take one.
okay. All right.
Can you send it to us maybe?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I will. That's why I wanted to get everybody's feedback
Yeah,
on
you
this
want-
presentation.
I mean, if you want, I can make a few just a couple marks, then you
Sure.
have an extra copy. Thank you.
Sure.
Might be easier.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. And I think, like I say, this is the perfect time to go ahead because of that state additional monies that they have within that trust fund. This is the perfect time to capture as much as we can of that, so that, and again, we need to focus in, not only on open space and historic, but definitely housing, because it is becoming a crisis, that when you start looking at what the rental costs are and people's incomes, a lot of people can't afford to live within town. They've got to keep moving out further and further. If we want Ayer to continue growing and control that growth, one thing that the master plan definitely emphasizes is Ayer has a great diversity. We want to try to keep that diversity as much as possible. If everything keeps going up, we're not going to be able to keep that diversity. So whatever the town citizens can go ahead and do to keep that diversity as strong as possible, we should do as much as we can. And again, CPA is one of the ways to go, because those monies stay in town. And it still ends up being the town meeting vote that says yes or no to a project. It's not this committee. This committee just brings it to that town meeting. But we try to make sure it gets filtered so it's something that the whole community can partake in one way or another. Each one of those projects has touched somebody one way or another. I mean, check, and such. So with that, are there any other questions with regards to moving forward with that?
I would ask what people think about the increase.
I was gonna ask the committee to comment on the increase, and it was obviously unanimous. I didn't go to the other hearings or meetings.
No, that's okay.
It was.
I think it was unanimous.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And the selectmen,
The selectmen are for it. That's the reason why they want to go ahead and push it. Finance committee is for it, because they, definitely see the value of it because of the monies being in town. I know that I've received the thumbs up from members of planning board, members of conservation, members of housing, and members of historic. So, and Jeff, I'm going to say Jeff Thomas too as well. So for Parks and Rec. So with that, it's not just here; it's also two other members, and I think that says a lot. Again, it's like this is the best opportunity, with those additional funds. But any other, concerns that people have of, like, say, going to town meeting? I do have the listing of the projects that, and the breakdown of the dollar amounts. Let me see if I can get to, let's see if I can.
you have a link right there.
It doesn't link. I don't know why, but it just doesn't.
Even if you hit control.
Say that?
If you hit control and click on it, that's how you sometimes link from.
It doesn't give you
No,
that.
you're gonna hit control, right?
I know, but it doesn't give you the
give you the
little
pointer
finger.
finger.
It doesn't give that little pointer finger.
Still try.
She brings you to the next slide. So I don't know why. But hold on. I'm just trying to figure out how to get.
Oh, enable
Back.
links. Underneath the play button. If you see,
Yeah,
Yeah.
enable links, the little
that's
lock.
it. That's
Oh,
how.
oh.
No,
It's
you
that-
need to go back a slide though.
The
Underneath the
chain.
change.
Yeah,
Oh,
the chain.
One more. Yeah.
There you
There you go. Now.
Go to.
Yeah. Oh, right there.
Nope.
Oh.
Come down one more. Nope. Oh, is that the
Oh,
link?
yeah. I'll try it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's-
There you go. This is why we
Yay.
work well together.
What a tease.
What can't we do?
Let's see.
And it went.
Okay, so again, this is the town website, and success stories is one of the links here. So if you go into each single one of these links, you'll go ahead and have the description of what occurred, the dollar amount that was used. And let's see, let me get, I don't have a picture for that one. Hold on.
Oh, have one for Cindy Pond.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, that, not so true, I've got the duplex house. That
Nice.
gives you the picture. So again, it gives you the dollar amount that is used for each single one of these. Let's see. It gives a breakdown of the Sandy Pond School. The association bought the Sandy Pond School for $1, way back when. Yeah, but it definitely, was is a success story. Where's Pleasant Street? And then you've got the Pleasant Street School.
Awesome.
So definitely go out there and, go ahead.
Well, it's just, you have the Pleasant Street School, and then the Pond Street got the elevators.
Correct.
So what's the difference between that and helping out with their kitchen?
The elevators were before, they locked it down. The CPA funds itself got locked down even more. Like I say, it had to go with that chart. So with that, yeah. And
Split in underneath or whatever.
Because it was earlier. I think the elevators got put in 2002, 2003. So like I say, it was right at the beginning.
I'm sorry. When did CPA actually, the state actually say that we had to have, what, we started ours, you said in 2001 or 2?
In 2001, it became, we voted it in town, and then we started funding it, say, in 2002. So that's why it's been 17 years. And we've done pretty good for all the different projects and the money's raised and such. That's why, again, it can only get better. So, all right. But I'll do a little more research, with regards to the kitchen. So I'll have an answer for it too. So.
This is enough. Can that be used for sidewalks and all?
No, not for city sidewalks.
Maintenance, not for maintenance.
Correct.
Municipal projects, no municipal.
Not for maintenance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was actually
A suit.
an appeal for expenditure, I think, in Newton.
Excuse me?
There was an appeal
Oh, someone tried
to
to
the
do it?
Department of Revenue when Newton tried to use it for sidewalks. So there's case history specifically related to sidewalks.
I know there's been some historic churches that tried to use the funds to it.
Correct.
Whether
There
it's
was one in
a
Acton.
concept of history, historic built in, but still it's.
Yeah, but they wanted a separation between church and state, and I know that they were having problems.
And I would wonder with a soup kitchen, perhaps CPC funds could be used to help establish a place. But in actually funding its operation, that would be maintenance.
Right, that would be
potentially.
considered maintenance, but
Yeah.
like I say, I don't believe it fits inside the
But
category.
not in a church category, I think, that would be a problem. Because
Yeah.
Acton had that issue, I think.
Correct,
So.
right. And I know Cindy's looking for a food truck. So if anybody knows a food truck that's for sale, because Cindy Lavin is now certified, and if she had a food truck that the Board of Health, approved and such, she can travel, around town and such. So if anybody knows of one that may be for sale, Cindy's looking for one. Okay? All right.
I think it might, in the presentation, help to have a slide that indicates that the legislature passed the increase in what those actual, what the increase is, what the percentage increase is or something, just to call attention to the fact that we're anticipating higher revenues. And
Stuart didn't want to give me that because again, it's a nothing really solid of a dollar amount.
For us, you mean, but we know what they allocated at the state level.
Okay.
I'm just saying at the state level.
Yeah. All right. I got a spider in my bag here. Hold on. Try not to disturb him. Get out. There.
Being very nice.
Not a spider. That was.
Yeah, that
one of
thing's been
those-
flying around.
Yeah. Okay. Bear with me. Yeah, I'll send something out and see whether or not that would be good enough to try to, where is it? Hold on.
It could be just a headline of "The Time is Right," and then it explains there's this increase in funding that will go into effect next fiscal year, and the match will be greater for each of those rounds. We would get additional rounds.
What would be the November 2008 CPA trust fund distribution have looked like if the CPA revenue was included? This is one of the things that they sent out from the coalition. So Ayer would have gone,
But if you even had something like just a headline, nothing more, even just the headline of an article saying state legislature decides to increase.
That's what I'm talking about,
That's
yeah.
Okay.
Not any,
Okay.
not any detail.
If they're not comfortable with sharing anything specific to what Ayer's disbursement will be, that's fine, but I think saying the time is right and the state legislature just passed this increase, and so that will, trickle down to result in an increased percentage for each of the 3 matches that we would get as a result of increasing to 3%.
So all the slide would need to do is actually the heading, the time is right now.
okay,
And then picture of the headline.
okay,
Nothing more than that.
okay. Great.
In the town meeting presentation, I'd probably pare down some of the explanations, like
Mhm.
going into the different members of CPC and having, conservation or planning board or that. I don't think people need that detail.
Right, I think I did it because of being here.
Yeah,
That I
Yeah.
introduced everybody.
yeah.
And in this, I definitely would change this out and put the project list of projects, not
Okay,
members. This doesn't sell
True.
the vote, We
Okay.
want to show the projects that we
Yeah.
funded.
That's a great point.
And you might even, I don't know.
put dollar amount next to them?
No, but
Okay.
I would almost break it down by category, just to
It's tough,
simplify
like I
a
say,
little bit,
it's tough,
because some have
because some of them
multiple.
have got, the
Yeah.
historic and housing.
Yeah,
That's why I was able to, that means you're gonna see them twice,
well, you're not putting all of them though either, so you're just.
But again, like if I put in Fletcher Nutting Building, okay, do I put it, it's gonna be in 2 categories.
Could you do historic housing, open space, recreation, hybrid projects?
Mixed.
Yeah,
Mixed
You
projects,
could
and
have
then do
hybrids,
like
yeah.
Fletcher, historic and housing,
the fire station
fire station.
has historic and housing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just trying to think of how to present it in a way that's like really quick to be able to take it in and understand.
Yeah,
Because what we have, like attention spans of 5 seconds or something like
Oh, I
that
know,
these
I
days,
know.
so.
okay,
That much?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
okay. Squirrel.
There might have literally been.
Right, spider.
That's right, that's right. And he flew off. All right. Okay, that sounds good. Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, Ken, please.
Is there a way for you in the presentation, both on the board and especially in the printout, to increase the size of the font? When you reduce those PowerPoint slides to that 8.5 by 11, it's hard for people to read. The font
Yeah.
size is really small.
Yeah, I can go ahead and do it so it's like 2 per.
You don't need to print the side with the notes.
No, I didn't need to print the
Yeah.
note thing.
It'll print bigger
Yeah,
next
it will
time.
print bigger because I'll do it the 2. Hold on,
Like slide here, slide here.
2 on a page instead of 3 on a page.
like that,
Yeah, exactly.
okay?
Yeah, maybe.
And then you can see that. All right, I'll do it that way, make sure. Yep, I can do that.
Give more paper,
I'd be
but
happy to
people will be able to read it.
send with you in the morning.
Okay, deal.
Do you need, that's what you just need.
That's for comments.
That's just for,
We need that.
She doesn't-
No, she's gonna take it out.
no, I'm gonna take,
You're
that's
gonna
what I
take
mean, I'm gonna take it out and Ruth, I'm gonna make them more like
You're
this.
gonna take all of the comments?
Yeah.
out?
Yep.
But then you could probably get more of it on.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah, it's right there. Doubles.
No, never mind. I'll see you out. It's not.
No, you don't.
She's got, just give
Yeah, because this is what I'm gonna,
So I'll put the first two slides, whole page,
Do you
and then it'll get.
actually have to put the language, like of the change to the bylaws in the presentation?
We'll do the best we can. We'll make it a bit bigger.
no, it's in the warrant.
Right, but I'm just saying, a lot of times we show that up on the screen as well for reference, like.
It's
for-
gonna be the one prior to this, because that will be what's in the warrant.
Your audience has to be able to read.
I mean, I'll check with Robert.
And they show those, they show the warrant articles.
Oh, they'll show the warrant articles?
Yeah, yeah, because that's,
Because you
yeah.
want to be
I'll
able
be on
to
the
flip back.
readability committee. You can send it to me.
Okay, sounds good.
I think we should like for the front sheet, it's not the committee, it's the act, and then spell out the first instances of
Right.
CPA and CPC in your slides, and then put in parentheses that that's what we're talking about when we say CPA and CPC,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Keep it coming. I got notes.
I mean, I'll turn things to just a few of the thoughts, and we'll get there. And it looks really good.
Yeah, like I said, I want to make sure it's readable. I mean, I want to make sure, you know, that it covers what we need to cover. I know that, you know, like I say, the slide that currently we're paying $45, now it's going to be $135, which means it's a $95 more. I think that's,
And that's average.
it's average too, correct.
Some will be less.
Some will be less, some will be more.
Yeah.
Correct. That just came in from Tom, so that helps out.
To give you the average homeowner value of this would be that.
I mean, you want an average with
He's saying
I can give you
homeowner, but
the
he doesn't give you an average.
house, what the house is worth.
It
I can-
helps if that's indicated, because then people know if they're above that or below that. Like, they'll have to pay more than the average or less than the average. So if you say what the average homeowner price or valuation
Then
is,
they're
then,
basic.
yeah.
Way back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Bottom of that one.
Okay. Okay. All right. I can add that.
And it's assessed home value.
Yeah. Because that's what the property tax is based on. Okay. Anything else?
Can the CPA fund the redoing of the floor in the Great Hall?
The insulation in between?
Can they soundproof for Halloween parties with the Cub Scouts?
It would be nice.
Spoke to the earlier group. Later group.
All right, I think, if there's no other comments or whatever, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much for showing up. This is awesome. I really do.
Thank you.
This was very, you know, helpful. And your feedback. And Ruth, I have this for you. Okay?